Hello and welcome everybody, this is your host, Learvok, and you're just in time for DarkSiders 2. You like how I made my voice sound very seductive and straight and cunning here. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to hold that off without laughing. So yeah, in the last episode we completed our challenges and freed the Guardian from the curse. And in this episode, we're going to be heading on to find Tiamats and hopefully take her heart. Though chances are, considering we haven't even gotten into the cathedral yet, we're probably a long ways away from that. And considering we have a lot of these bad things to deal with. Actually, I just realized something. Last episode I made a remark about them not actually being bats, and I mean that's technically true, they're demons, but they're demon bats. Because these are servants of Tiamat, who is the Bat Queen. So yeah. And again, that just never gets old right there, being able to nail like 3 or 4 of those guys in a row without hitting the ground. It's like no wonder that's an achievement to get that. So we'll just, kill these zombies, and kill some more zombies, and we'll go down and check up with Volgrim. See what he has. Oh, a zombie. That's competition for me. Oh, another zombie. Clearly they're here for the special deals. And I know this isn't the way to Volgrim. I almost said to Tiamat, thinking that was, but I see a area that we can explore and hopefully won't be too long. This should, yep, okay. This is exactly what I thought it was. A lifestone shard. We are halfway to filling up another bar of health. Which, by the way, I kind of like that idea, is you get an extra bar instead of... Well, I guess in Zelda technically it's the same thing. You still get a bar of health. So I guess we had... This way? Yeah, here we go, okay. It's a little confusing where to go. Yep, another Volgrim location. Because every single time it has to tell you. I think the Weapon Master applies to every weapon. Like, even if you have it equipped to one weapon, it applies to all 3. Because it would say by the weapon's attack, not a weapon's attack. That's the thing. I have no real way of testing it, though.
Please take your time.
I'm probably not going to be getting... if I get any of these, it'll probably be either Affliction or Immolation. And probably upgrade Blade Geyser, because those are the ones I ended up using the most. But like I said, we're trying to save it for Bane, so we can generate Wrath naturally, so I can use my special more often, because having to kill enemies for just a small pittance of Wrath, it gets a little annoying. Because you end up not using it because, like, well, I want to use it against the boss. Or I might need it later on because I might be dealing with harder enemies or something like... You get the idea. And these guys don't drop Wrath. In fact, a lot of small enemies don't. You may have noticed the bat enemies, the bat demons, were not dropping Wrath. At least I don't think they were. I'll have to pay closer attention just to make sure, but I'm fairly certain I didn't see any yellow skulls. So yeah, these guys I do know for a fact drop it, and also unfortunately, items and stuff that we can breakable objects do not drop Wrath either, which, I mean, makes sense. It's not, it's not filled with the Wrathful Soul, but then at the same time, these inanimate objects shouldn't be dropping souls anyway, which makes you wonder, what, are we killing possessed objects? I mean, I guess you could argue that the souls of the dead now inhabit them because they have nowhere to go. They can't get in to heaven or hell, so they have to like inhabit something. But wait a minute, hold on. I just realized something. Are we killing Cecil from Ghost Trick? For those of you unaware, for those of you who don't know what Ghost Trick is a DS game. I think it might have been a GBA game in Japan, where you basically solve your own death by. And yeah, for those of you wondering, yeah, it does sound a lot like Murdered Soul Suspect. But the difference being is you possess different objects and interact with them. Murdered Soul Suspect, you don't do that. Murdered Soul Suspect is just your ghost. You hear some other ghosts, and you're just kind of interacting with the world the best you can. You can't really do anything unless you possess other people and stuff like that. With Ghost Trick, you can't possess other people. In fact, that's one of the things is you end up rewinding times about 4 minutes before someone's death, and you have to prevent them from dying by manipulating the world and changing their fate. It's a very fun game. It's got a really good story that gets very, very convoluted at the end. And for those of you who disagree, let me remind you of the ending with You Know Who. I'm not going to spoil anything for those of you that do want to play it, because it is a really great game, and it gets really convoluted at the end. Like, oh my gosh, very convoluted. But it's such, like, you'd never see it coming from a mile away, and they don't really, it's Japan, so it's not like they really give you much of a hint to begin with. Because it of course involves, the ending does of course involve time travel. Because the whole thing involves time traveling to like 4 minutes pre-death, and you do that with every single person you run into, and that's how they find out about you, and they're able to interact with you, and that's how the story basically gets progressed. One of the characters, I don't think this is going to be a big spoiler, but the first character you run into, Lynn, who's like a newbie detective, dies, I think, 4 or 5 times throughout the entirety of the game. By the 3rd time, she's like, "Oh, I died again. Cool." And yeah, it's a great game. So here we have a new enemy. Basically, not much I can say about this guy. I hit the wrong button there, and I did the wrong thing there. One thing I do wish they would have done with this game, and they don't, and I understand why they didn't, because I know for a fact a lot of people, the Zelda references alone are, the Zelda references already are enough too much, but whenever you fall off the edge, you have War like on his stomach, like spawn back on his stomach, where like on the platform he's on, and just kind of picks himself back up instead of just being, as if it never happened, just kind of something a little extra there. And I know it'd be like, oh, it's just like in Zelda then, but that's kind of the whole glory of Zelda, is it gives that's the glory with Nintendo in general, is like that little bit of extra effort they put into the game, that little bit of polish really does matter. And I know a lot of people, I know one of my friends at least, who's a programmer, dabbles very little in gaming, I think. That up there is gonna, that glowing thing up there that we saw, that orange or yellow thing, that's gonna be later. That's gonna be something for later. Keep that in mind. But yeah, right here we have a keyhole, or a locked door, in other words. Guess what we need to find. If you guessed a key, you'd be correct. You guessed a traditional key, you'd be incorrect. Because I actually think the keys in this game are like little dagger-like things. Yeah, I want to say that. They're more traditional keys than DarkSiders 2, though. It's actually kind of cool how they do that, because it's a giant key, but instead of like you grabbing it as your shadowed form, your chaos form, like its arms pop out, grab the key, and goes into void space. It's pretty cool. In fact, it's pretty cool whenever you open doors, because you do the same thing. You summon your chaos form's arms, and just like slams the door open. It's like epic. Unfortunately, they don't do it in this game, but I think that's because you're locked away from chaos form pretty much from the beginning. So you get like pretty much everything you have in this game in the second game. Only, different weapons, slightly different movements because you're playing as a different character. So like the fluidity, the speed of the character is a lot better, because I can't remember if I mentioned who you play as in the second game or not, but I'm gonna try to avoid that for case of spoilers, I guess. Though I mean, it's not really, but because of how he works. Right here's a keyhole. Yeah, the Beholder's key. You can probably guess what the Beholder is, and you can probably guess what we're going to be doing to it. With a key shaped like that, you can only guess so many possibilities. And with a game of this nature, yeah, stabby stabby. But yeah, so because you're not playing a lumbering, I don't want to say oaf because war is not an oaf, but because you're not playing a muscle man, a big giant warrior, you're playing more of a scraggly kind of more slim character. Your movements are a lot more fluid. And right here we get introduced to angels once again, and we get that stuttering during the cutscene. What the heck is up with that frame stuttering? This way. Again, I'm not sure if you guys are seeing this. What the heck? I did not press anything. That skipped the cutscene. Okay, actually, let me see about... No, because that's going to start us here. So, basically what you missed during that cutscene is the angels are now hunting us because they think we started the apocalypse, and we took one of their griffins. But yeah, hold our... Oh god, this. Hold our RT or R2 and, move the... Oh god, they required this. Why do you torture me? So yeah, hold down the RT button, select targets. I don't think there's a limit, and then just let go, and you pretty much wipe everything around. You can use left control stick to move around. Okay, so up, down, up, down. I know I keep mentioning this 1,000 times, but I'm hoping that people who watch this, future game developers who may watch this, will understand this is a terrible way to set up controls. If I push up and you have a little cursor, it should move up. It shouldn't move down. It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for that to be. Anyway, so I just remembered there is actually a limit to how many things you can target. You see the little notches on the cursor. Look, pay attention as I select stuff, and you notice it goes down. You can only select so many guys at once. And this, I'm glad the entire game isn't something like this, because there's no way you could play like this. This is the most uncomfortable control scheme I have ever had to deal with. Well, actually, that might not be such a bad thing, considering, you know, considering options. I've probably heard of worse. There probably are worse, in all honesty. So that's. Well, at least with this, you can use your you can move around a little bit, even though we're almost dead. And this is, oh God, no, it's Holmes in there, home in on you. Why would a just and noble creator allow such a travesty? Okay, so that's what happens when you die. We start the last waypoint. I believe this area does have checkpoints here that we don't see. I'm trying to remember now. Looks like it, considering. Oh, son of a. Looks like we just managed to hit the checkpoint before we died. And we're at full health, so that's always good. Too bad we can't do anything. Like anything other than this. This is probably the worst part about this gameplay, the lack of innovation. Actually, excuse me, the worst part would be the control. The control with the camera, or not the camera, the right stick. And that's because, you know, I'm a sane individual who, you know, just wants separate analog controls for the... I'm sorry, this is a big deal for me. Excuse me. I'm getting bored here, so I'm just... There, okay. Seems to be moving a little fast. So that's the big thing I need with this right now, is the speed. Oh my... How could anyone think that was a good idea at all to put into this? I guess that part just... You know what, let me... this... Oh my god, it changed... It does change... Oh my gosh. Why... I know I'm harping on this, but... My god, this is... that separate function would have been enough. Just have you... Just that one little thing, it's just a... So, we're at the long stretch here. I think this part, if I remember correctly, is the pretty easy part. We're just like shooting down these little... Basically these weaker demons. As the Guardian seems to be dealing with the angels. So that's always good. It seems to be about as fast as I can get it. We got a bigger demon to deal with, as well as these demon bats. Which, I mean... wouldn't be... I don't think I've ever told this story about... The story about the bat, and... Actually, there's two stories about bats in my life. I don't think I've ever mentioned. The first one's actually a pretty funny one, in retrospect. I was at this timeshare with my mom and her horse friends, her horse buddies, and their kids, and we all spent the night in this house, and like a bat had gotten in, and this house has like a pretty tall ceiling, so the bat's like up on the ceiling, and everyone's like freaking out. Oh my gosh, there's a bat! There's a bat! It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to get some sleep. I'm laying in the living room with the other kids. Just, I'm trying to sleep, and everyone's like, oh no, it's a bat, it's a bat, it's a bat! Ah, it's a skeleton, get away, get away! I'm just looking up there, I'm seeing the bat flying around. He's like miles away from everyone. I'm just like, it's a bat! It's probably in here because it's the middle of winter, and it's just trying to find some... It's just trying to find something, some shelter. It's more scared of you than it is of it. And I was just getting like just frustrated from the whole thing. And it's like they were like, "Oh, you buzzkill! Oh, we're just all trying to have a little fun." Like at 2 in the freaking morning. Fortunately, the rest of the trip wasn't that bad. And the bat did eventually go outside. I think it just got tired of us humans. a second very interesting one that happened later on was a bat dove into my pool in my old house, and like it just kind of dove in, picked out a bug, like some bugs or something, and just flew out. And it happened a couple times. It may have been the same bat, it may have been different bats. It was bright enough for me and my friends to see, and they're like, "Is that a bird?" No, it can't be a bird. It's because it's like just just as night was starting, just at sunset, and it was like, wow, we got it's an actual bat, and we're out of the pool at the time. We're about to get in, and we see this bat, and it's like, wow. And we get in, the bat just kind of flies around. It just dives into the water every now and then. It's like it didn't bother us. I don't think we bothered it at all. It was actually kind of a fun experience. It was a very fun experience. And then I threw the ice cube at my friend and managed to land on his nuts. Actually, that's a completely different story right there, but that's still nonetheless a funny story. And that's all there is to that story too. It's like I wasn't even aiming for him. I was I had some ice cubes and I just tossed him into the pool, and I just he was sitting with their ass, landed right, bam, right in the old 1, 2, 3s. Now I gotta change the controls again. Fortunately, I think that's the only area of the game where we have to do that. So
she wasn't up for having visitors today.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and just get rid of these. And our Griffon is dead because Tiamat killed it. So in retaliation, we'll just kill some of Tiamat's pets. Because you know what? Screw you, Tiamat. I'd like that Griffon. I'd already named him. I was gonna give him a name and everything. Carl was gonna be a happy Griffon. He wouldn't have had to fight in this useless war. After all this stuff was done, I was gonna take him. He wasn't gonna have to worry about all this fighting and torture. He only got into this war because he had a wife and 3 kids to feed. His wife being named Janet, and his 3 kids being named Ralph, Rahulio, and Carl Jr. I really ran out of names at the end, didn't I? If you can't laugh at your own bad jokes, someone. Oh, I guess someone has to. Anyway, so here we are at the temple, and I think we'll go ahead and do this in the next episode. So, in the next episode, we will be dealing with the, yeah, I guess I'll save it right here. I think that'll work. We'll be dealing with the temple, the dark temple, or whatever you want to call it. It really does kind of. It looks like it might have been a church. That's the thing. It is probably a church in its time. We'll be dealing with the temple, the dark temple of Tiamat. And now that we actually have enough. Oops. Let's see how much. Oh, we almost have enough for Bane. Hopefully, we'll get enough for there, and we'll find Volgrim. I believe Volgrim does appear in some areas of the temples. But yeah, until then, I'll see you guys later.